Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Steve Taylor. This is Garrett Brown. We are from Channel Program, and we are your hosts for today's StackChart Spotlight. Garrett, what's happening, man?
Nothing, man. I was just enjoying that beat. I always like the beat.
I do too.
But I don't know if you can hear it. Matter of fact, yeah, I can hear it. I don't know if you can hear it, but the cicadas are just so loud here. You can, no matter what part of the house you're in, you just hear them. So I don't know if they're where you are, but
they're not.
You hear that?
I don't hear it on your mic, which that's a good thing. I don't have them here. This is not our year for our brood, so we definitely have them. We've got a 17-year brood here, and I don't remember when the next time they come up is.
Well, actually, it's okay. Usually the broods are different times, but this is the first time since I think this is Thomas Jefferson they've come out together. So
yeah,
they're here. They're both here.
Yeah,
right now.
Yeah, I did. I watched a YouTube video last night about cicadas because, like, I don't know. I just want to learn a little bit more about them because I'm terrified of bugs. Okay, I don't know why. I'm just a big baby.
Interesting.
Like, especially like spiders. Like, if it's not cute and cuddly, I don't want to. Like snakes, none of that. Like, no. I'm good with dogs and some cats. And that's like my limit. Okay, so but I watched this YouTube video. I'm like, okay, so they don't bite, they don't transmit diseases, and they do a lot of good. So okay, I can get behind that. I'll still probably scream like a little girl if one lands on me, but I
I remember when I was a little kid, like, or that 30-something years ago, living here in Nashville. They were out around that time, and I just play with them. You know, I'm a kid. But, it's pretty cool to see my kids being like, "What are these things?" And but I think after July they're gonna be completely gone. We won't see them again for whatever your boot is, 13, 17 years. So it's gonna be interesting.
Now the end of June, beginning of July, we've got an island here called Put-in-Bay here in Ohio in Lake Erie, and end of June, beginning of July is mayfly season. Have you ever seen mayflies?
I need to see a picture, but I don't know. I'd have to see a picture.
So I took my family to Put-in-Bay, not knowing any better, during peak mayfly season a few years back. And oh my goodness. So these things, they don't even have mouths. So they only live like 1 or 2 days. Their only goal is to reproduce and make more of them. But it was disgusting. I was so grossed out because, like, you know, Put-in-Bay is one of those towns where you park your car and you ride around in a golf cart everywhere you go. So I'm like riding around in this golf cart. Mayflies are because I don't have a windshield. And it was like it was the best and worst all at the same time because, you know, I'm on vacation, but I'm all around all these nasty bugs. So that
it's hard life. I'm gonna have to look up mayflies.
They're nothing special. They're just annoying little bugs.
Anything fly, and I'm already like, eh.
Yeah. So, hey, last week, Channel Program had the M&A Growth Show.
Oh, yeah. So, you know, basically, for those who don't know, we launched our first M&A event in Chicago, and the feedback from the MSP community was amazing. So it was basically like, it was truly a full day of education on the topic of mergers, acquisitions, basically allowed MSPs to the network with potential buyers, agents, and other types of people who are involved in that process. And some of the things that we had heard from people, one of the guys was saying the panels provided excellent information. So they basically said that they had been through many M&A activities before, but they knew the information systems, but the things to watch out for were excellent in learning, both from an M&A perspective and a private equity. And one of the things about this is, when you go to conferences, people, it could be long, they could talk and talk. A lot of people are saying the pace of moving through things was perfect.
Awesome.
They were saying others who were commenting about they loved the quickness. And then to kind of tell you, Steve, because we're having another M&A event in Mesa, we actually had a lot of people saying, you know what, I'm going to send my business partner to the next one goes to Mesa because they need to be a part of this to learn more about the acquisition process. I can tell you right now, as being part of that myself, I've learned there's some things you don't expect or you think you're like, oh, we're looking good. You'll be very surprised because it's not just you, it's what others. So check it out. The next one at Costa Mesa. Seriously. Yeah.
Yes, Costa Mesa, June 25th. You can sign up. The last one was free for MSPs to sign up for. I assume the next one is also free. But check out, if you go to the channel program website, channelprogram.com, there's a little banner right across the top. It'll tell you. In fact, let's bring that up. Let's take a look here. Right here, you can see the banner for the Costa Mesa event. And if you scroll down a little bit, here is our stack chart for today. We are talking MDR. And today's chart toppers, we've got Blackpoint Cyber taking the lead here. We've got Solutions Granted, Sophos. All three of these companies are chart toppers.
Yeah, it's and I am looking for, it would not be an MDR conversation without at least mentioning, I'm looking for a Huntress. Kyle, if you see him on LinkedIn, he's always making waves and with his post and anyway, Huntress, there they are, Huntress, yeah. So it definitely be a good discussion with them.
They are on the list. Kyle is, let's be honest, he's always making waves in the pool. He's got spicy posts. I think his last one was they're releasing Huntress 366. It even protects you on leap year.
Oh, I was not aware of that.
That was his last one, and unfortunately, you're gonna have to wait to 2028 to find out. So, yeah, I don't know. Maybe it only protects you on leap years. No, that can't be right.
Wait. Okay.
All right. So let's talk about some features. All right. So I doing my research today. I'm digging Blackpoint. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because they haven't come on my show yet, and I want to get a demo of their platform. They've got a really bold claim on their website. It says, have nation state grade MDR work for you. It's bold, but not unbelievable. It's not like they're saying they're going to transform my MSP into an MSSP. That in a single day, that would be crazy. Anyway, so Garrett, did you know Blackpoint Cyber has a patented Snap Defense platform?
Yes, I do. We did an ITM5 with them a while back. Basically, they provide contextually aware breach detection and respond faster than other solutions on the market. So yeah, it's I am aware. It's pretty cool.
That sounds pretty cool. Now, how you say it responds faster than other solutions on the market? How do you even test something like that? Do you just get out a stopwatch and run the same test on two computers, or?
Yeah, man, I have all stopwatches out here. No, it's testing is it's just 0 days stuff. It just depends on how fast you're getting it out, you're pushing things out. There's so many factors there, So I'm sure there's a lot of things that happen. We're like, hey, you did it, or so it's it's like polling. Like or doing studies, like how'd you do all that? But for the most part, you can usually get a gauge of the response from the community, what people are saying, because you might hear some people say, man, I heard the same day or the next day. And then some people are like, still haven't heard anything 2 weeks later, So that's always a good gauge. So I'm sure they have very accurate, tests, things like that to compare to.
That's really cool, man.
Reach out to them.
So when evaluating MDR platforms, there's a lot of things that MSPs should really consider. The first thing I recommend is check out the threat detection capabilities. You want to look for advanced threat detection using behavioral analytics, machine learning, threat intelligence. I know Blackpoint uses patented real-time threat detection to catch threats early. Cynet natively consolidates next-gen AV, EDR, NDR, and deception for comprehensive prevention and detection. So there's a lot of different ways you can do threat detection. So look and see, do your research on how each of these platforms are doing their threat detection and make your decision after that.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think one of the big things here is to the response and, incident handling, how fast they're going to go, like how quickly are they going to be able to detect and respond to them? Because like Blackpoint say they get the fastest response in the industry, they will, what do they say? They isolate the endpoints, and then they, basically help us stop threats. But then you have like Sophos, who they have an industry leading 38-minute average response time. So but either way, those are very short. Because I've seen some where it's like a couple of days. It's like, oh, what, that happened last week? We're alerting you now. Maybe they didn't stop it, or maybe you didn't configure it. So there's a lot to unwrap around that particular aspect of response and incident handling that I would definitely be looking for.
Yeah. Visibility, data sources. Consider if the MDR collects data only from endpoints or also network, cloud, identity. You just want to have full visibility. Looking at Blackpoint again, they've got an agent-based without a network sensor, potentially limiting visibility, while Sophos and Bitdefender support integration with many third-party telemetry sources. So, and then the other nice thing, if you go with Sophos, they've got the software, they've got the hardware firewalls. Like Sophos is able to provide you a complete network protection from the WAN connection all the way to the endpoint. So that's a really nice thing for you to consider. But then there's the guys who always say don't put all your eggs in one basket. So there's a lot to consider when it comes to how you're going to manage your cybersecurity. It's like an onion, it's like an ogre. It's got layers.
If you add to this, so a lot of managed detection response, a lot of things like that, definition based and updates, all the good stuff, and proactive is sort of the key here. It's like, what are you doing proactive? You have everything in place to how to respond. That's sort of proactivity. But I believe that one of the things I like, and I've been involved in this sort of stuff, and I still do it now, where that threat hunting aspect of it's not a machine. You actually have somebody who knows what to look for, skill, just kind of sift through, some of the event logs, things like that, or maybe they look at some of the firewall stuff, but they can help uncover hidden threats. That's super important because it's like, hey, it hasn't been caught yet, but I spotted it, and then you can elevate, and then they can create things like that, because it's very important, because that is a big deal about threat hunting. It's not just with processes, the policies, and the updates. It's being proactive by somebody who kind of sees some of this stuff. AI can do its stuff, but it's always good to have somebody who's experienced, like an analyst, kind of sift through that. It's very good for threat hunting capabilities. So I'm a fan of that. So I'll throw that in there.
Yeah. And the last one I think we have time for is we got to talk about compliance. You know, if we're talking cybersecurity, compliance, compliance,
Hmm.
compliance.
Yeah.
You want to make sure that for clients with compliance needs, wow, that is a tongue twister. Reporting and audit support is going to be hugely valuable. For example, Blackpoint's got that Logic um, platform, which uh,
Hmm.
I don't remember what it stands for, but it's it's some proprietary system that they have, which I believe is comparable to using like a SOC SIM type of thing. And they have compliance reporting built into Logic for HIPAA, PCI, and NIST. Alert
Hmm.
Logic and Signet also have some compliance support, so you could look at them. And then there are even compliance. I believe I would be shocked if Bitdefender and Sophos didn't have compliance as part of their platform somewhere somehow.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I
Uh, yeah. They have different levels and different packages, things like that. So yeah, you just have to get in there and see what fits for you from the compliance perspective or your client, So it just depends. And just I'm gonna throw one in before we roll: integrations.
mm,
The more data you get coming in, obviously it helps, just helps everything. So
so true. Yeah. The nice thing about some of these platforms is a lot of these platforms now they're starting to do what I'm going to call unified cybersecurity, where it's got MDR and SOC, SIM, next gen AV. Like it's got all these different components that right now MSPs are going to like 5 or 6 different vendors to achieve all of this. They're starting to
mhm.
bundle it all together into one cybersecurity platform, and they're doing like instead of integrating with all these different platforms, they're just integrating it themselves internally. So keep that in mind too. Is if you're going to go with one of these unified platforms, they may not have as many integrations for third party systems.
Mhm.
So you got to make sure that all your stuff talks together correctly, or
Yeah.
else what's the point? Yeah. So
Yeah.
hey, that is all we have time for today. Garrett, thanks so much for hopping in here with me, man. And you guys catch next week's StackChart Spotlight when we talk about dark web and identity monitoring. Take care, everybody.
I like that. Yeah, let's do it.